Bonjour Eurosport, je suis Didier André, j'ai 17 ans, je suis champion de France de karting. Bienvenue en France pour ces championnats d'Europe de karting 1992 qui se déroulent sur mon propre circuit.
That was Didier André, 4-time French karting champion, welcoming Eurosport viewers to the first round of the FIA European Kart Championship for 1992 here at Valence in southern France. The circuit, 120 kilometers south of Lyon, 1150-meter track in the Rhone Valley, right on the edge of the Isère River, the river which gives its name to Val d'Isère, the ski resort in the French Alps. Last hosted World Championship karting here in 1989. There's the Rhone Valley, the hot Mistral wind blowing on this Easter Sunday. It rained yesterday for qualifying, but big crowd coming in today. 5,000 people paying to come through the gate to see this junior training championship now under FISA control. It's been overseen by FISA since 1962. Since 1978, Ernest Buser, the German, has been president of the World Karting Federation. We asked Buser what is karting's place in motorsport. Buser says, I would place karting over the past 30 years as probably motorsport's biggest development area. The karting has become the basis of virtually every kind of car racing as we know it today. He says FISA, as the governing body, sees it as the first step in Formula racing. He said that's in all classes, in Formula 3, Formula 3000, Formula 1. 80% of drivers are now coming from karting. So the latest, well known of course, is Michael Schumacher from Germany. Ayrton Senna, of course, pictured here in his early days. Nelson Piquet, the Fittipaldis. In fact, everybody you can think of almost. What makes it this way? Why is karting so popular as a training formula? He says, firstly, the technical characteristics of the karts themselves make them just like mini racing cars. Secondly, Buser says, the racecraft, driving close in a group, 20 centimeters apart, at full power, at full speed, learning to control slides in corners. These are all lessons that prepare the driver, him or her, to become a world champion in Formula 3 or Formula 1 in the future. Let's have a look at the karts themselves. Two types of karts here in the European Championship, Formula A and Formula K. The difference being that Formula A karts have a 24mm carburetor restrictor and are restricted to 5-inch wide tyres, whereas Formula K, which is slightly faster,
I'm Mike Wilson, 6-time world champion, and I'm just here to explain a little bit on what a kart really is. Well, we have three basic parts of the kart which are important. We have the chassis, then we have the engine, which is a two-stroke engine, which is run on petrol with oil, and we have the tires. For young people who don't know very much about karting, well, a kart is basically very easy to drive because we don't have any gears. We just have a normal straight drive with accelerator on the right side, and on the left side we have a disc. We have no suspension on the chassis, so we have just a straight rear axle, and we have on the front we have two stub axles, which we normally work when we have some types of problems with the circuit conditions. We start to make the tracking wider or narrower, it just depends what the conditions actually are of the circuit. As I said earlier, there's no suspension to the chassis, so we have you can feel some vibrations. To cut out the vibrations, sometimes we put sponge in the seat, which makes it a little bit more comfortable for people. In the past, in my career, I raced against a lot of young drivers who are now in Formula 1, for example, Michael Schumacher and Stefano Modena and Ayrton Senna, which I know even today that, for example, Senna, he still does some testing with karting, because he says that the speed of a kart, the acceleration of the kart is very, very similar to Formula. We'll just start to explain a little bit about the engine. This is a two-stroke engine, 100cc, which produces about 25 brake horsepower, which can arrive at the maximum speed on a circuit like this, maybe 150, 160 kilometers at the end of the straight. We have a carburetor, which has, if you can see, we have three jets. One is the minimum jet, which is for the petrol coming out of the corner. Then we have a medium jet, which is for mid-power. And then we have another jet at the back of the carburetor, which is called the power jet, which is good for top-end speed. After the carburetor, we have the exhaust. The exhaust is normally changed various measurements on various circuits that we race at. Because if you make the exhaust a little bit longer, then you get more power out of the corner. If you make the exhaust a little bit shorter, you get more power at the end of the straight.
So that was Britain's Mike Wilson. He lives in Italy now, 6 times world champion, now retired from racing, but his team manager explaining to us about these karts. Both 100cc, Formula A and Formula K. As we tell you, the differences in the restrictors: 24mm restrictor for Formula A, 32mm restrictor on the carburetor, that is Formula K. Formula K can have these larger tyres, tyre choice free. Although the championships are sponsored by Bridgestone, the principal tyres are Bridgestone, Dunlop and Vega, and competitors are allowed up to 2 sets of slicks and 2 sets of rain tyres for the whole weekend. That's all they're allowed. The tyres go into Parc Fermé after qualifying and after their races. The format of the meeting for both Formula A and Formula K championships is qualifying on the Saturday, then qualifying races, 4 qualifying races each, and on the Sunday, 2 finals for each category. We're going to be looking at the final race for Formula A and the final race for Formula K later in the programme, but first of all, just looking at tyres being removed by officials. Now, these tyres are taken off the carts as soon as they return from the pits and are taken to this Parc Fermé, where they're carefully numbered and kept for that team. The other regulations on weight: 135 kilos weight minimum, that's for the kart and driver. The kart itself must weigh a minimum of 60 kilos, and the driver makes up the rest of the weight. If he's still below 135 kilos, he has to run ballast. Formula A kart, 100cc, as we told you, about 25 horsepower, 19,000 RPM, good for 100 miles an hour. Formula K karts, because they have that slightly larger restrictor, 28 horsepower, 20,000 RPM, and 110 miles per hour. We're going straight now, after the break, to the Formula A race. We've already seen these juniors can start from 16 years old in this Formula K. You have to be a minimum of 18 years old. This is on the warm-up lap, so please rejoin us after the break for the start of the final of Formula A in the European Championship.
Eurosport. We've ever seen. There's the starter's gun, going 3-to-front world record. Well, on his way to a new Olympic record if he can keep this pace up for anyone. Final throw for a medal after 2 rather disappointing. The 92 Olympics. With the barcode scanning system of your Panasonic video recorder, you're always in tune. Panasonic lets you read your pictures.
Panasonic. Football, the European Championships in 92.
England, Scotland, Sweden, the CIS, Germany, Yugoslavia, Holland, the European title holders, and France. 8 European countries, the cream of football battle for the honours. The European Championships 92 are brought to you by Eurosport in association with Duplo. And Carter. The European Championships 92 commencing the 10th of June here on Eurosport.
Welcome back to Eurosport's coverage of the 1992 Bridgestone FIA European Kart Championships. We're in the Formula A final straight away, and David Loja of France goes straight into the lead on his Alpha Kilt. Loja there leading from 122 Daniel Perillo, who won the first race incidentally today. There's 2 races in the finals. This is the second of the finals, final one of the afternoon for Formula A. This is the 100cc gearless Formula, 25 horsepower, 110 miles an hour at their fastest on this circuit. Whole field streaming to that, 22 laps ahead of them, 24 starters. And Loja in the lead at the moment. Loja holding the lead from Perillo, and from 103, Jarno Turri of Belgium, driving Techno Rotax. He's from Flavion. Remember, as Busa told us, this is very much a training formula for future Formula 3 and Grand Prix drivers. Yellow flags out. Someone's gone off there. Been a few off already. We've lost 3 karts already on the first lap. Just like in Formula racing, there's plenty of gravel around for them to get stuck in once they're in there. Very difficult to get out again. Big battle going on there as that man, Jarno Turri, makes a bid for the lead. Goes through into the lead from David Loja. Loja's just hanging on though. Just hang on in front there, behind. Everyone's getting round, no problems. And again, Jarno Turri makes that challenge. That's the Belgian from the Frenchman. Frenchman dropping back a bit. .1 kilometre course, 1,150 metres in all. Very famous circuit in France here, as we told you, down in the Rhone Valley. And there's a lot of nerfing, bagging going on there. There's a collision. 2 people are out there. That looks like 151 Alberto Pedimonti from Genova in Italy, and 164 Jordi Sorellis from Spain. Very international form of this meeting this weekend. 117 competitors from 17 countries, 3 continents. That's how popular this beta karting has now become. But at the moment, that man from Belgium, Jarno Turri, making his mark. He's from Flavion in Belgium. He's driving a Techno with a Rotax engine, making his mark, very much certain at the moment. 122 still hanging on behind him. And out there already, that's 119. That's Yves Olivier from Belgium. His Techno's out of the race in the wall there. The dust being kicked up as the field spread. There's someone just going off there. Didn't catch a number. But this man at the moment, Jarno Turri from Belgium, making very much his mark. That's David Loja. Loja back in front. Turri behind. Changing round again around the back of the circuit. Loja holding the lead from Turri. Daniel Perillo of Italy there. He's from Ravenna. In the European Championship last year. 91 in the A Championship, doing another year of it. These drivers are encouraged though, once they've done a couple of years, to move on up into Formula K. A more expensive formula admittedly, but one where if you're going to succeed you're going to get factory help. And there they go around, and at the moment that's Perillo. Perillo having a real go there. 122, 171 coming into the picture as well now. That's Pietro Antonelli, also from Italy. driving PCR. So David Lozier just holding up. Lozier's in trouble, his hand goes up. He's got a problem. Holding all those carts up. Pulls over to the side and straight into the lead. Goes Perillo. Perillo from Antonelli and from Jarno Turi back down to third. So terrific dicing, just like Formula 3, going on at the front here. But Lozier seems to have got going again. He hasn't lost that many places. He's slowed momentarily, but he's continuing. It seems some way down. Whole train of carts there. A great big move there by Perillo. Perillo comes through from Antonelli, and Lozier hanging on there at the back of that leading group. Absolutely tied together. Antonelli in 171. Making attack there, so at the moment Perillo, Antonelli, Lozier in 103. Sorry, Turi in 103. Lozier fallen right back now, his hands up again, further down the field. Great big charge by Daniel Perillo. He won the first race this afternoon. He's now leading the second race. He's looking very, very good for maximum points this weekend. You get points from both the final races, 15, 12, 11, 10, etc. down the field. So like the German Touring Car Championship, you add the two final points together to get a maximum score the first round. There's 4 rounds, incidentally, of the European Championship this year, this being the first. Goes to Luxembourg in May, to Belgium in June, and finishes in Holland in July, with the World Championship at Gento, Italy in the middle of September. This is the first opening round of the FISA Championship, and just look at that. Look how that man is going out in front. Daniel Perillo from Jarno Turi. Turi now moving up past Pietro Antonelli. Antonelli falling down a little bit. Oh, it's a big moment there. That has put 132 there. That put William Venturini from France, pushed him right out of the race there. .171 Antonelli, a whole string of them behind. 22 laps, remember, we're on about lap 8 now. Beautiful circuit here in the Rhone Valley, very hot this afternoon, more banging going on there, somewhat out of control. At the moment, this battle behind going on between Antonelli and Jarno Turi of Belgium. There is Turi, but out front he's got by, in fact Turi is by, so at the moment it's 1-2-2. Daniel Perillo making fastest lap, leading the race. From the Belgian, Jarno Turi. Can Turi catch him? This is what everyone now needs to know. 103, there is Turi, and behind Turi we have Antonelli, and behind him 146 Patrick Guy of France on his MG kart. Very, very close indeed. Crowd loving it. 5,000 people here at the circuit. It's a beautiful sunny Easter Sunday afternoon with that Mistral wind blowing down the valley. This is European karting at its very best. Okay, David Guy up into third place now. Very good drive by him. Just moved right up through the field, came from a long way back. He started on the 7th row. He was 9th fastest in, sorry, 13th fastest in qualifying. He's now moved up to third place, and these three now breaking away. It is Perillo from Turi, from Guy, Antonelli behind him, 152, Alessandro Zanella, another Italian, driving a PRG Rotax, he's from Padua. So truly international championship. There's the standings at the moment. Perillo, Turi, Antonelli, Guy, Olsen, Zanella. Guy's just been past the game there. Please rejoin us after the break.
Eurosport.
want to see a dramatic improvement in your golf, Nick Faldo did and turned to David Ledbetter. David Ledbetter is the world's #1 golf coach, the man the greatest players in the world turn to. With these two 90-minute videos, you too can improve your game under the expert guidance of the guru of golf. In The Swing, David Ledbetter reveals the secrets of his celebrated coaching technique, showing you precisely how to develop a powerful and consistent swing, covering grip, posture, and alignment.
Parallel to your target line.
In the second video, The Short Game, David Ledbetter demonstrates how to improve your putting,
The arms and shoulders work together.
chipping,
Strike the ball off the toe.
pitching,
My backswing and my follow-through are the same length.
and bunker play.
Shoulders, I feel, a parallel to that slope.
Both videos contain unique practice exercises to help you improve your game. Whatever your standard, your game will improve by watching The Swing and The Short Game. Be there with the pros. Book your 3-hour lesson with Ledbetter by phoning your local number now. This special double video offer comes with a full money-back guarantee, and please allow up to 21 days for delivery. Order your lessons with Ledbetter now.
Eurosport News, an up-to-the-minute daily news report on all sporting activity as it happens. Monday to Friday is your chance to keep up with the latest information available. Eurosport News is brought to you by Olympus Cameras, ESOStar, the fast-acting isotonic thirst quencher, and Adidas Equipment, a new line of performance footwear. Eurosport News, Monday to Friday, 9:30 p.m. and midnight, here on Eurosport.
The ATP Tour. Tennis. The Monte Carlo Open Tournament here on Eurosport. A prestigious rendezvous with all the top stars of international tennis. The outstanding clay court event of the tennis season. The Monte Carlo Open is brought to you by Intersport, shops for winners. Tennis, the Monte Carlo Open Tournament, Tuesday to Sunday, 6 p.m. here on Eurosport.
Welcome back to Eurosport's coverage of the opening round of the 1992 FIA European Karting Championship. You're watching race leader at the moment, 1-2-2 there in the blue, Daniel Perillo leading this 22-lap race, just pulling away very, very slightly at the moment from Jarno Thierry of Belgium and from Pietro Antonelli of Italy. These three behind coming up now, very fast indeed behind. Very tight, 1.1 kilometre circuit, 50 seconds a lap. Gary Chapman of Britain coming to the picture there, 101, he's from Chinner on the edge of the Chilterns. Very, very close racing. The problem there is Gary Chapman, that's the Briton, the man from Chinner who won the British Championship in 86, 87 and 88, second in 1991 on his Gillard KTM, getting back into the race, giving his car a big push back onto the track there. So that's dropped him unfortunately, he was up to 6th place at one stage, fallen right back now. Now the field is self-producing in these races because as the race continues and back markers are lapped, those back markers are then flagged off the track. You'll see occasionally the blue and yellow flags going out the back markers as they become lapped. But with this many starters, 24 starters, no problem for the spectators. There's plenty of action going on all around the track, and at the moment no change to lead. Daniel Perillo leading for Italy. Not only for Italy but for Mari with the Ital system engine. And in the Italian Championship last year, as we told you, now graduated to the International Series. 103 now. Here comes the Belgian, Jarno Terry, back into the action. Look at that crouch right over the kart to lower the wind resistance. Hands over the throttle intake as they back off. Rich in the mixture up momentarily. They're blowing the engines up. As we told you, very high revving, 19,000 RPM these engines. Engines, 50% of which are Rotax. Looking at Jarno Terry in his Rotax engine car, having a real go now at Daniel Perillo. Perillo, who has Ital system engine, just to be different. And he's past him, he gets by him, takes him on the far side of the circuit. Lap 15. And Jarno Terry is leading the race for Belgium from Daniel Padilla. And the first race, Terry finished third. So he's got to try and hope someone can get between him and Perillo to stop Perillo getting more points, because at the moment Perillo is standing to get 27 points against Terry's 25 points if they finish in this order. Terry hunched all over that kart. Perillo behind him. We're not seeing much. These two pulling away from the rest of the field now by an enormous margin. So fast is the pace. Terry right down low in his Techno kart there, the Italian Techno chassis, the Rotax engine. And Perillo coming back at him, not letting him get away. There in the 122 kart, the Italian closing right up with him. He's from Ravenna, driving a Mari chassis. Hanging right on there, just hoping that he can pressure Terry into a mistake, perhaps spin the Belgian out. Meanwhile, we can't see what's happening behind, but David Gay would appear to be up into third place now. Despite the caption we saw earlier with 171, Antonelli behind him, Pietro Antonelli. So Belgium, Italy, France, Italy. Just looking further down the field order at the moment. 152, we're looking for 152, Alessandro Zanella from Italy. He is running in fifth place. And behind him, 161, Nikolai Olsen of Denmark, running in sixth place. But we haven't seen them for a few moments. The director's watching this fascinating lead battle here between these two men. Very, very impressive running. Very gritty track surfaces, you can see, and a lot of stones being thrown up at these chicanes. But not putting these two off their stride. Just in a class of their own, in a race of their own, seemingly at the moment, these two. Terry leading from Perillo. Techno from Mari. Very relaxed style, notable for both these drivers. Both obviously destined to make the big step up into Formula K next year, and then perhaps Formula 3 later on. This is the sort of racing that we heard Ayrton Senna was doing, the Fittipaldis, PKs. Riccardo Patrese, one of these stars. Patrese, in fact, was the 1974 World Kart champion. Eddie Cheever was second to him, and the following year, and Elio De Angelis of Italy was second runner-up. Ayrton Senna was runner-up in 1979 and 1980. Never became World Kart champion, although of course he's not had that problem in the World Formula 1 Championship. So at the moment, Jarno Terry from Daniel Perillo. No change in that front order, but it's as close as ever. Perillo's not letting him get away. Huge enthusiastic crowd really enjoying this incredible performance by these two out front of this large field. No sign of third man at the moment. Patrice Gay of Vierzon driving his MG. Not an MG midget, but an MG kart. Up to 110 miles an hour, 80 kilometres on these long straights here, faster at other circuits. Remember these cars. Oh, there's a bit of a banging going on there between those two. It's the third and fourth place man we've been talking about. That is David Gay and Antonelli having a bit of a nerfing match there. The positions have changed again. 20th lap, and Antonelli trying everything he can to keep Patrice Guy off his tail. Antonelli finished 6th in the first race this afternoon. He's now determined to keep that third place position they're fighting over. And again, Guy goes by him, he goes over his back wheel, he rides over him. That's the only way he can get past. If he can't go round him, drive over him. Patrice Guy from Vierzon putting one over Pietro Antonelli from Longiano. PCR kart of the Italian against the MG, as we told you, of the Frenchman. And there's a checkered flag, it's ready, it's out. It's out for Jarno Turri, it's the last lap. Who's going to take the flag? Will it be Turri? I think he's got no problems now. The 103 kart there, he's coming up on these final corners. The checkered flag is waiting. He's just pulled away a little bit now from Perillo. Perhaps Perillo just hanging back a little bit. Back into home straight, just passing back markers. Perillo can't get any closer to him, he's letting him just go ahead, he can't beat him, so he's going to make sure of a second place. Checkered flag goes out to Jarno Turri of Belgium, Daniel Perillo second, Patrice Gay of France third, and Pietro Antonelli of Italy fourth, which at the end of the first round of the Formula A European Championship gives Perillo 27 points in the lead, Turri 25 points second, and Antonelli 17 points in third place. It's an excellent race for the young Belgian. Some very dubious driving tactics by Patrice Guy we saw there to finish third, but it did secure him that third place. Antonelli fourth, and in fifth place Baz Leenders from Belgium, another Belgium finishing up in the points, walking his kart home. A lot of stopped or damaged machines around the circuit, some very dejected looking drivers there. There's our winners. That's Jarno Turri holding the Belgian flag, the national flag, alongside Perillo and Patrice Guy. Belgian national anthem. Well, not now.